What's up, good people? Louthewritersports back with you once again. How everybody doing out there, right? Everybody doing good. Taking care of themselves. Now, I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about crime that we NBA. They are so soft that they cry about every single call, and they do it after the game too. Now, I understand players today are desperate and getting wins, desperate on desperate on putting up stats and all that. So why y'all we got crack out? Why y'all we gotta be like, he found me, he found me, he touched me, I can't believe he did throw that. What's up with that, huh? Why you just need to wanna always cry about every single call you gonna get? Everything when you do get caught, you still cry. Talking about rough. You didn't see that, you didn't see that. Listen, not every ref gonna get every call right because they're not perfect. They're not. And when you don't get a call, you're supposed to keep playing on. If you get fouled, you get fouled. If not, keep playing the game. Stop complaining every single time. Because every time you complain, the other team get busted on court. And how many times you see a player crying, they get teed up. Next thing you know, they give the other team 3 to 4 buckets. Then look, this is today NBA. I think players care more about their stats and numbers than they do about winning games. Because how many times for years I've been seeing players who are taking the easy way out when they don't get their way. Y'all want to blame the coach. Y'all want to try to blame the GM, get them fired, so they can get a new head coach, new GM. Basically, you try to coach these players. You try to coach the players go complain to the owner, talking about, yo, this guy trying to coach me. He don't understand what would take to coach me as a player. I ain't listening to him. I ain't taking him seriously. Listen, the organization that you signed up to play for picked you in the draft. They signed you to a deal. They pay you this amount of money. They brought in their head coach to coach you up, to make you a better player. But in your eyes, you see that they lucky to have me. You're like, do you know who I am? Like basically, the players are being arrogant. Arrogant. They don't want to listen to the head coach. They don't want to listen. They don't want to do what the GM tell them to do. They don't give a damn because they care about their stats and their money. And They basically don't take care of their money really well. Let me see. And that one happens to be me. Two T price. This over talking about the crybaby NBA, how these players complain about every single damn call and complain about money and all that other stuff. Like instead of trying to do what's more important, that's playing the game of basketball, trying to win the game.
What's good, Lulu?
What's good, man?
What's good with it, man?
I'm
Let's
talking about
let's
how
get it.
these NBA players cry about every single thing now.
Man, it's just this new generation now, man. And I got off. I had to get off ticket stream, man, because I was hearing this nigga streaming about 2 or 3 hours of shit, man. But hey, let's get it. You already know what it's here for over here, bro. These niggas cry over every freaking thing. Man, these niggas cry more than they did in the early '80s and '90s, my nigga. You know what I call that shit? Self entitlement shit. You think you self entitled for calls and shit, nigga. Get your ass back down on the court. Look at that. Look, I never seen so many players argue and the other team go back and score. You
I
know,
think
it's
that coach's challenge kind of ruined the game too, because they want to challenge every single call now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They put a challenge in there, but if the NBA rules say they run the challenge and shit like that, my nigga, if they win the challenge, yeah, it's just crazy, man. This shit been going south, but they always want to say this is the best era of basketball. I don't see it. I don't see it. I literally don't see it, man. Excuse me. I don't see it. Not at all.
Like I was talking that I was on LB channel and we were talking about the Atlanta coach getting fired.
Oh,
I
he
can
got
already put,
fired?
yeah.
What? They fired him? Oh, my cousin didn't even let me know about that. Dang. I didn't even know that. That's news to
It
me.
happened
Appreciate
today.
that info. It happened today?
It happened,
Wow.
yeah. They said he found out on
Wow.
Twitter though.
They say he found out on where? On Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't gonna get on into the Twitter, but yeah. Okay. That yeah, that's messed up. You can't even call the brother, let him know that he's getting fired. He gotta find out online if that's the story is really true, so to speak. So I just analyze it. My personal opinion, this guy here, I don't know. So they better do something right. That's all I gotta say.
Nate McMillan is the interim head coach right now.
Nate McMillan, yeah. You know what? And I hope he has to get a good chance. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, he should have still been the coach at Indiana.
I think the main reason why these coaches get fired because these players don't want to look to them. These players want to do their own
Right.
thing.
It's player empowerment. This is what you get. This is what you get. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing about these, about these players now, man. It's like I was trying to tell these cats, man. When you give players more power than the coach, they should. I see more firings coming. You know what I'm saying?
Because remember, Kyrie Irving was the one who said, we don't need no head coach. We got this.
Mm-hmm. 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 Which he did. Which I didn't understand it how he broke it down. How he broke it down, but I kind of get it. But then, each his own. This just sucks right now where this game is going, man. I never see so many changes, so many coaches getting fired in this new era of basketball than anything, man. It's sad, man. And as a fan of the NBA, sad, bro.
I think it comes down to this. In order to be a head coach of the NBA, you got to get in the right situation, have superstars
Mhm.
who can team up together, then let those
Mhm.
superstars do them. That's how it is.
Right.
Like you got to get in the right situation because if you don't, you gonna get fired.
Ain't that the truth? It happened today, obviously. What was his name? Lord Pierce or some shit like that?
I don't know. So I never paid attention to that Atlanta basketball. So I ain't give a fuck about them.
Oh yeah. Only way I know about Georgia because that's where I'm from. And my kin folks, they always talk about some Hawks and stuff, but they've been very quiet lately. But I'm surprised they ain't let me know the news. But I'm glad I got it from you first. I didn't even know about that, bro.
But here's the thing.
I didn't.
Also, these
Uh huh.
players they cry so much that they get their way. They get out of that bad situation they in to join up with a
Mhm.
team that they don't who will probably make a super team. Like I know this is not happening right now, but I can see Donovan Mitchell probably doing that one of these years. Cause right, like yeah, they playing great in Utah, but if he ain't win the champion, if they come about, oh, is Donovan gonna ever win a championship? Donovan is gonna ever do this? He gonna want to leave
Mhm.
Utah growing up with a super team because he feel like, man, I can't, and I got to win the championship so bad now.
Mhm.
Because I think that's the same thing that happened to Kevin Durant and LeBron James. They kept on hearing if
Mhm.
they gonna ever win a championship, so they like, fuck this, we're gonna get up out of here and form a super team, and we're gonna win these championships.
Yeah, they just show. I just seen it on Sports Center about him being fired.
Like the new generation love the super team, but the old generation like us don't love the super teams.
Yeah, yeah. But this is one thing I always stress about that too. A lot of cats be missing the point when when they say that it's about super teams. Super teams has always been in existence ever since the beginning of the NBA. Look at the Celtics in the '60s and all the championships they won. Look at every millennium year. They always had a team or two that was a super team. Let's just call it how it is. Super teams are always
Can
gonna be
you
here
really
forever.
like can you really call those super teams though? Because they did get drafted to those teams, and they didn't like come from another team that to play together.
Exactly. But you know how they like to push their arguments and stuff nowadays. Well, he had this is like for instance, there's one player to me that don't give enough as respect as being the GOAT to me, and I've been doing my history on him for a while, is Wilt Chamberlain, for instance. Well, he didn't beat Boston. How in the world he's going to beat all them Hall of Famers on one team? You see what I'm saying? He had way more guns than him. You see what I'm saying? And they like to discredit everything. I mean, I don't know, man. The NBA now in the media world, they need to be ashamed of themselves right now. Like literally. These
Other than
players
that
need to be
19,
held. Go
other
ahead, bro.
than 1967 on Philadelphia sister team, what team was on?
Hmm.
What else can you do? Like what time was that had no help? Like what else could he do? Yeah, he putting up
Right.
numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And they want to, and this is the thing about the media, they want to dog this man like this man ain't nothing. Like, dude, I talk to old people, and I grew up in Lawrence too when I was a foster care. And I know people to this day that still know Wilt Chamberlain. You dig what I'm saying? And that seen him play old heads. You know what I'm saying? They told me that man was unbelievable. There was a reason why they called that man the Big Dipper. You know what I mean? And then for him not to get his respect and shine, it's really disgusting to me. You know, of course, I got Kareem as the greatest center, but I got Kareem and I got Will tied at one A or one B, or however you want to put them. You know what I mean? Of course, they're gonna give. Of course, everybody gonna give it to um Kareem because he did win on all levels. High school, he won three in college. You know what I'm saying? And then he won the five championships with the NBA, one with the Bucks and four with the Lakers. You know, it's just sad though, man. Hey,
Like I keep saying, like if you get in the right situation, you're gonna win anywhere. You just gotta
hmm
get yourself in the right situation. Like Kareem, he went to UCLA with other superstars at that because UCLA was a powerhouse at that time.
yeah, Coach John Wooden, right?
And you look at some of the guys who played with Kareem, like it wasn't just Kareem, it was like other stars too. Like I can't remember all their names, but you got guys who played UCLA who are actors now. Guys who
Like Marcus Johnson, and even when they had even when they had Bill Walton when he was at UCLA. You know, I understand. I get what you're coming from. Yeah.
and plus when Kareem got to the NBA and we was younger, nobody didn't look at the Milwaukee Bucks like that because Kareem and Oscar Robertson got there, and they did what they had to do when they won championship there.
Right.
If you're talking about somebody joining, helping join, forming that super team, you gotta say Kareem kind of did that when he got to the Lakers. Because when he first got there, the Lakers were trash. Because that,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh, you already know they was. I know that because my uncles tell me that. Like, yeah, when Kareem got there, the Lakers was. Yeah, I already know.
I think he got there like around 76 after what came in and
Jerry West era and Baylor.
because after that, because I think that's when all three of those guys retired. And
hmm
he got there in 76. They say he got there with when he got there in 76, it was just him, wasn't nobody else. Like he, to the drafted
hmm
Magic Johnson, James Worthy, those guys, that's when they started winning.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I understand when you have cats that be on here debating. I'm like, oh, he's not a Hall of Fame. He played. I was like, okay, I can't knock that because I can't knock the Lakers because the Lakers drafted them players. It's just like the Golden State Warriors when they drafted Stephen, Clay, and Dre. For instance, that's a good example right there. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, y'all gonna call them a super team? At the end of the day, you gotta put that work in on the court. I've seen a lot of talented teams in the NBA back in the day, in the '80s and '90s. You know what I mean? In the early 2000s. Ego was out the window, all that shit. Everybody knew who their roles was, everything. Now it's just like it's all about me and only me.
To me, be
Then
honest
if I
with
don't
you,
like the coach, I could get him fired.
if OKC would have stayed together before the GM made
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
make all those trades, they probably would have been a team that won multiple championships. Because the reason why they traded most of those guys off that team was because they didn't want to pay the luxury tax. So you're talking about a super team that should have been with Westbrook, Harden, Durant, Ibaka.
Mm-hmm. Right. Hey man. You took the words out of my mouth, man. If OKC would have kept that whole team together They could have paid a little extra money, but then again, this is the thing with me when it comes to this, especially with the media. They always say one thing, but then I end up doing my information and digging and always be the totally opposite. But if they would have actually kept them nuclear, and a lot of people forget Jeff Green was on the team too.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget Jeff Green used to play for OKC, got drafted by OKC, and he had Kendrick Perkins. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas had a squad, man. They did, and I was
And
mad
what
they
the
didn't
main,
keep them together.
like you know why the main reason why James Harden's on OKC on Brooklyn right now because he got to win that championship because he's
Hmm.
hearing people he getting sick and tired of hearing people if he can ever win a championship. Like
Hmm.
he knows he's getting criticized right now by the media, by other fans.
Right. And I'm a fan of Hart. I like him. I like him as a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I do. You know what I mean? He just didn't get it done in certain situations, but the way that he went at it to get out of there, talking about this team is not good, throw your teammates on the bus, I lost respect for him like that. But then I was like, okay, now you join with these guys right here who are already proven they can win the championship. You feel what I'm saying? Who are, feel what I'm saying? They already know the test trials of the battle. So he has to put that work in too. You're gonna have to. You know what I mean? And this is what I think about Brooklyn.
Be
This
honest
is
with
one
me.
thing I think about Brooklyn, Lou. This is one thing I think about Brooklyn, Lou. Because I am a Lakers fan, but I'm biased as fuck. I don't think we win in the championship, period, this year. That's just my thing. Unless RoboCop come with the biggest heist deal ever in history. You dig what I'm saying? But other than that, only way to stop Brooklyn, honestly, they need all three of them players to succeed. They to me, they ain't gonna just get it done without KD. KD needs to be there, period, within the win. And they all three gotta play. But you go ahead.
I was just gonna say KD is the closer. James Harden knows that he's
Hmm.
a better KD is a better he's a better player, and you know, and everybody knows in the last 2 to 1 minute in the game, KD got to be the one to take the shot. Cause KD is
Either
the main
KD
person
or
to be like,
Kyrie. I say KD first, and KD first, and then Kyrie second, and then if not Jay. See, that's one thing that's scary about this team too, because I'm very biased, but I'm a fan of all teams. I like good basketball. You know what I mean? To me, I thought the Brooklyn Nets would already been in championship, already had a championship contending team. Period. Not everything that they lacking in, you traded it, so you got to recompensate for that. How you going to do that? That's yet to be named to be seen. You see what I'm saying? But hey, it's crazy, man.
the main reason why the NBA, why this media is mad right now because they stopping LeBron James for getting his fifth and sixth championship ring. That's
Exactly. Is see, you know what? And niggas always gonna say this, say you capping and everything like that. You got people that don't read between the lines. Like for instance, Mitchell name not even me and Mitchell in anything like that. You know what I mean? And even though they're having bad games and everything, and I don't even watch the media mainstream, but I still watch Sports Center just cause. And when I heard, oh, he's doing it without AD, he's doing it without Schroeder, I'm just like, dude, y'all, this is the main reason why I don't like RoboCop because they give too many excuses for this guy. Too many excuses. I don't respect that. But then you'll shit on Jordan, you shit on Tim Duncan, you shit on Kobe, and these players stay with their franchises for all that for their whole careers, and they won chips. I can use Larry Bird for example. Look at the Celtics, the '80s Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Bird on a 1-3, I think in the '80s, and Magic. I know Magic won five in the '80s, and I think Bird won three. I know Philly won one, and no, Detroit won two. The Lakers won five, and Philly won one. You
Detroit
know what
is
I
lucky
mean?
to
So
have. Like I don't care what anybody says. Detroit is lucky to have those two.
is that you know what? I'm glad you said that because I can't say what I want to say on my boy channel, ticket channel, and shit like that. But Detroit was very fortunate because you remember when they beat the Lakers the first time, Byron Scott already torn his ACL. I think it was game one, if I'm not mistaken, when Magic started getting tendonitis in his knees. When Magic sat there and went down, I already knew Detroit was going to win. And then the next year they beat Portland. They beat Clyde the Glide. Which I thought Portland was going to beat them boys, but they didn't get it done.
All Chicago had to do is beat them in Game 7. Chicago would have had that championship that year. Because if Pippen don't get those migraines, then you got Bulls and Portland series in 1990.
Yeah, just like the old school game, Bulls versus Blazers. EA Sports.
It's like a whole lot of fortunate things need to happen when it comes to winning a championship. Because look at Golden State. A whole lot of fortunate things happen with them. Like that first championship. If Kyrie and Kevin Love don't get hurt, that means that would have been their championship.
Yeah, and yeah. Go ahead.
Then you got Kevin Durant joined that team. Everybody knew you got three of the best shooters on that team. They're gonna light it up. But they did. They won like 2 championships out of 3 years.
Right.
Now you about to see probably for the next 5 to 6 years, Brooklyn going on. I don't know how many championships they're gonna win, but remember today, in those 5 years, the teams that still hate the Warriors for doing what they did, every time they play the Warriors now, they try to blow them out because they know they're struggling right now.
But how did you feel? Hey, let me ask you a question, Lou. I didn't mean to interrupt you, big bro. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to ask you a question about this because I couldn't get a chance to talk my shit because there was this dude that was on Ticket Street that was just going on runs for 2 or 3 hours. I had to get off the shit because it was that irritating. How did you feel about Steph calling out LeBron about his crying and shit like that?
He ain't wrong.
Exactly.
LeBron, he cries about everything. He ain't wrong because I already know. After my live show done, I'm gonna get a notice from Phil, who the LeBron James love talking about. Go James, don't cry. Go James, don't cry.
That's a fact. You know, one thing I gotta learn on here, you know, man, 'cause I'm learning the ropes too, you know, but you always got these little troll ass motherfuckers. It's like, with me, it's just like this. And I'm like, shout out to my boy, Mr. Moss in California. I call him the young Cameron of the West, but he say the same thing. You know what I mean? Hey, if they stop this, my coach was like that. If they cut off your drive, what you gonna do? If you can't come off a screen, what you gonna do? If they cut you off baseline and they know your spots, you gotta have a counter. You gotta have a go-to move. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, this is just my honest opinion about LeBron, about RoboCop. I can't call him. I call him AKA Akron from Jay Reed. I don't. To me, he's the most overhyped basketball player that I ever seen in my life. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking all his accolades and all that stuff. Hey, I can't. I'm not diminishing that. You know, he's good to a certain extent, but putting him on that level as the greatest of all time, I think to me personally, as a person who used to play basketball, the big fan of basketball, I think it's a slap in the face. Because this is what you want your standards to be.
I think the way people see him is like this. He's not a killer. He's not a killer like Kobe and Jordan was. If he would have had that killer instinct like those two guys, and he did what they did, then people were probably looking at people like me and you probably looking at him way different. Like, yeah, he's
right.
He talking about I want to just make the right basketball play. No, sometimes you gotta say the hell with the right basketball play. Take the game over because I think he played better when he's really mad. Cause you see a whole
Is it
different side of him. He takes over the
exactly?
game.
Exactly. You know, the best game, honestly, I seen him play. Honestly, this is just me and my opinion. It wasn't the Detroit Pistons when he was dunking on Detroit Pistons and all that other shit. Because everybody that truly know Ben Wallace wasn't even there, and he was going to when he was and Ben Wallace was there in Detroit. He was scared to go to the hole. He even said it out of his own mouth. Once he knew Ben Wallace wasn't there anymore, it was a wrap. And Tayshaun could do everything. Now, mind you, Tayshaun was a good defender, was a very elite defender. Skinny, had long length from Kentucky. I know you don't like the Kentucky niggas. I don't like Kentucky either. You know what I mean? But, I know you're
I
a
think
Louisville guy.
if he was a better free throw shooter, I think he would go to the hole more. Because I think the main reason why he don't go to the rim that much because he don't want to shoot free throws.
I say the same thing. I say the same thing. I've been trying to say that about people about him for years. And you know what? Everybody know the new word is capping. I never heard that shit till I came on Ticket Street. You know
But
what I mean?
the
Nigga, you
thing,
capping like, what is
the
that?
thing I gotta say is the thing he got better in when it comes to backing down somebody and shoot that fadeaway jumper. He got better.
Hmm.
He got way better than that. And plus, he
Yeah,
started
he did.
ball.
I get credit. I get credit. Credit's due. Yeah, exactly.
Like I remember when Jordan got up there in age, he said the only shot he was really taking at that time was a fadeaway jumper because he wasn't Eric Jordan no more. He wasn't the guy who can just go to the rim anytime he want. He had to shoot those fadeaway jumpers because his legs wasn't the same no more.
Right,
So,
right.
like like when he was at Cleveland in his younger days, the head coach was trying to show him how to post back guy down on the post and shoot jumpers and shoot and back his man down, but he didn't want to learn that. He wanted to do some other stuff. And he got the head coach fired and got another head coach. You know, say y'all gonna do it my way. If y'all don't like it, then I don't care.
Hmm.
Like when you get
Exactly.
a star player on these teams, you give them everything they want because these star players
Hmm.
put these fans in the seat.
Hmm.
And sometimes right there, when you see a star player crying, being selfish, not caring about nobody but himself, and we call them out on that, they think we hating.
Yeah, because this is the thing too. This is the thing with me too, and this one thing was today was like before I got on, so I seen that you was on your stream and shit. I was on the stream and shit with Ticket Channel and shit, and this dude was just going up. SC30, he was just going off. I'm like, dude, let me talk, let me talk. I'm like, dude, you've been talking for 2.5 hours. You won't let nobody else talk and speak. You keep on saying the same. To me, it's just like this is why I don't get into it with certain cats on there. For this point on, I'm gonna start turning my mic off. I just let them go on their little rants and shit because they always want to give out media stats. What media said, nigga. What I'm like what Ticket, what you say, and my boy Polo and Moz and all the many others that say. Okay, what your eyes tell you. You see what I'm saying? What your
They
eyes
don't
tell you when you see
understand
them on the court.
the media kind of overblow those stats. They kind of
Mm-hmm.
hype the
They've been
stats up.
overrated.
Those stats don't mean nothing. It's like what's more important, the stats are the wins. Because at the end of the day, you still got to win the game. You still got to
Mm-hmm.
put that W on the board. Because yeah, you had great stats, but come on, man, we got
I'm
winning.
like
It's
what my
like
coach. Right. I'm like what my coach used to tell me all the time when I was in Job Corps. He used to tell me this all the time. He said, I don't care what you do for 3 quarters. When it gets to the last 5 minutes of the game, that's what matters most. You feel what I'm saying? The last 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Especially the 5 minute mark. I mean, that's when it comes crucial time, game time. You know, that's how my every coach I had was like that. He said, I don't care. You can score 50 points all 3 quarters, and we still lose. And you didn't score that in the fourth quarter when it truly mattered. 5 minutes left, fourth quarter is hitting time. It's winning time. That's in any sport. Well, especially when it comes to basketball, for instance. Football,
Yeah,
I'm not
like
really into
like
that.
Saturday, I watched the Louisville Duke game.
Oh, hey, did they win?
Yeah, Louisville won the game at Cameron
Okay,
Indoor.
I did not. I did not. Oh, they won in Cameron too.
Yeah,
Oh, I know my cousins is heated. 'Cause I got cousins stay in South Carolina. They big Duke fans. They big Duke fans. I can't
okay.
stand Duke. I never liked them to save
This
my
what
life.
happened. This what happened. This what happened. The game went into
Mhm.
overtime.
Mhm.
65-65. Matthew Hurt was killing Louisville
Mhm.
that whole game. He had like 37 points. But Carly Jones showed up in the overtime, took on the Duke guard 1-on-1. They kept going to the rim every single time, putting up buckets,
Mm.
making big shots, basically doing what a killer would do at winning time. Because
Mhm.
they did everything they could to try to give Duke that game. Louisville had 4 players fouled out that game. And basically Carly Jones talking about, don't worry, guys, I got this. He took over overtime, was hitting shots like Kyrie Irving in overtime, like getting to the rim,
Mm.
hitting off the glass, pull up jumpers. Basically, that's the first time
Mm.
I never thought in my lifetime I actually see Louisville sweep Duke for a season.
Yeah, it's been a long time for that, bro. Long. Well, how long y'all been in the ACC?
I think about 6 years now.
Mhm. Yeah, they ain't never sweep Duke since I know. Yeah, they always even out the series, so Duke always sweep it. But you know the old school Ripatino teams, they was nice.
But the thing about it, Chris Mack is doing something that another head coach never did at the University of Louisville. He he's
Really?
actually beat
Wow.
he's actually beaten Roy Williams and Mike Concepci. But you already know how it goes. North Carolina Duke, they the
Mm.
ACC put them on the pedestal while they put other teams on the pedestal because they care about more about Duke and North Carolina winning than they do about other universities.
Right.
Like they talking about, oh, Chris Mack's a bad coach, he ain't good. Like, well, that bad coach is beating Hall of Fame
Oh, y'all
coaches
got
right
no,
now.
y'all do got Chris Mack. I think Chris Mack went to. I think he used to coach. He used to coach Xavier, if I ain't
Yeah,
mistaken.
he's the
Yeah, I
head
know
coach.
about Chris Mack. Yeah,
He's the
he's
head
a good
coach.
coach.
Remember, he was the head coach when they got in the fight with Cincinnati.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 That was a brawl. Yeah, I remember
Like
that.
right now, Chris Mack is doing something. He beating these Hall of Fame's head coach, but some of the fans here still don't like him because they wanted Kenny Payne as head coach.
Mm. Kenny Payne from the Knicks.
Yeah, when Kenny Payne was at Kentucky, he used to get the top recruit to go to Kentucky. That's why you had Anthony
Mm.
Davis and all those other cats, because Anthony Davis did think about going to Louisville at first.
Yeah, he did. A lot of people don't know that. I remember that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. He literally was going to go to Louisville, but it was like, oh yeah, it was crazy, man. I remember that.
It seemed like to me, all the top players, they look at the Louisville uniforms and the court, they want to like, hey man, we want to go to Louisville. But these school companies like Nike come in at the last minute talking about, if you don't go there, we ain't gonna sign you to a deal when you leave college. Basically,
Hmm.
the school companies kind of run college basketball right now. Why you think that whole FBI thing happened?
Hmm. Hmm. Oh yeah.
And plus, they treat Louisville like they they can't like the state don't want Louisville to be better than Kentucky because they look at Louisville as a ghetto hood school. They look at Kentucky as a blue
Rich
blood
kids,
school. Like,
rich
yeah,
school. Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
never
why
understood that
do
in my life though. I never understood that in my life, Luke. I know you from down there, you know, because I grew up. I used to love Louisville growing up. You know what I'm saying? When they had Denny Crum, I used to love them teams he had, man. As a fan of
Yeah,
basketball, you know
Louisville,
what I mean?
Like Louisville had a whole lot of fans. Like Kevin Durant loved Louisville, lady women basketball at Louisville. Kevin Durant, the big fan of that lady team. Like you don't you can you don't know how many NBA stars wanted to go to Louisville, but they were so threatened not to go to Louisville because these companies wanted to sign them, would not sign them if they go to Louisville because Louisville's Adidas University and Nike kind of runs college basketball right now. Nike's like, oh, you ain't gonna do that, bro. And plus guys didn't want to go play at Louisville when Rick Pitino was there because he don't play freshman like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but things are kind of different now since Chris Mack got here. He playing freshman. Like we got a good class coming in next year. If the NCAA don't try to ban us from the tournament next year because of Rick Pitino's bullshit. But
Yeah.
what can I do about it? Like it is what it is right now.
Right. Right. Exactly. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm glad they beat Duke, man, because I was watching the game Saturday, and then I had to go to the store and get some things for me to cook and shit. And I shit just swept my mind because immediately I put it on the game, Saturday night game. You know what I mean? And it was still yeah, it was the Mavericks and Brooklyn that played Saturday. Yeah, I came back home. I was like, man, the game is over. Man, it slipped my mind. That's a good win for that program though, man. Man, you beat Duke and you beat Carolina. Did
Had
they
the
sweep
players,
Carolina too?
had the players
Did
who
they sweep?
play on Duke, had the players who play on Duke right now was gonna go to Louisville,
Right.
but you know how that go when you get offered by Duke, you ain't gonna pass that up.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
But
See, I
because
was always the type person. Go ahead.
Matthew Hurt was gonna go to Louisville, but he said Duke offered him at the last minute. He said, "Okay, I'm coming there. I'm going there."
A lot of players stop, and this is a lot of they players stop pressing too. If okay, if I go to a Duke, I'll go to a UCLA, one of bit prestigious, you know, as they call it, colleges, and I do my thing, I will get drafted. And I never forget this. This old school guy, he come to my place of business every day, and he tell me this all the time. He said, "Why do you think these players?" He said, "I never understood so many players want to go to Kentucky. I never seen so many players want to go to Kentucky." He's from Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I mean? He said, "I never seen it in my life. All these players, and you gonna try to tell me you ready to go to there compared to Louisville?" It's crazy that you're saying that, man. Cause he just told me this morning when I chop it up with him every day when I'm at work. I'm off the next 2 days, but man, I like to dig in his mind, his brain about basketball. Man, he teach me a lot about how the Louisville program was compared to Kentucky. It just blew my mind. It just comes to a sense like, why not go to Louisville? You know what I'm saying? But people go to Kentucky just to get drafted. You know, John Calipari. Like that one year with Anthony Davis when they beat Kansas, with Coach with Kansas choked, of course. Kansas shouldn't have even been to that national championship game anyway that year. When Anthony Davis won most outstanding player, and all them players in that draft class got drafted just by going to Kentucky. You know what I mean? And they had more at that time. Louisville was good, but it was just surprising all the Kentucky players didn't pan out on stuff a few of them, but the Louisville players did pan out. That was in that draft. It's crazy, man. A lot of people don't know it's politics behind all this shit, man. It's behind politics behind everything. That's how I understand how all these colleges get. Some of these colleges get, you know, get indicted or so-called get scholarships taken away. To me, in my personal opinion, I don't think there's no school in the country that's clean. Everybody's dirty.
Of course,
Everybody's
that's the
dirty.
only way you can win now. Look at
And
look
anybody's
at the
gonna try to
University of
tell you
Miami
different,
football
fuck out of here.
program. Look at University of Miami football program. They've been dirty since the 70s, and they keep winning that a couple of national championships, and they can get on probation so many times.
Right, 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 right. That's a good example right there.
And the
'Cause I forgot
NCAA,
about that. Yeah.
what the hell? Everyone rub the crease of their ears and snip their fingers, please. What the?
I ain't paying attention to that motherfucker in the chat. You talking about the motherfucker in the chat? Yeah, I read that shit like, I don't know, man. Might be another troll or something, man. I don't know. It's crazy how people, man, how they is, man. That's
Like,
some weird ass shit right
this is
there.
what I don't understand. Like you go to Kentucky knowing the history of that university and the head coach. There's the most racist in the history of that.
You breaking up, fam. Can't hear you.
You telling me?
You breaking up again.
I was talking about
You you good now.
You hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you now, fam. You
I
good.
was talking about the University of I'm talking about the University of Kentucky, knowing the
Hmm.
history of that university in the 40s and 50s, and the history of the head coach, the arena. You still there, knowing what kind of fan base they are and all that. I can't. I don't
Hmm.
understand. I don't understand why you still go there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I already. Yeah, I already. I know some. I know some. I'm not gonna put it on here, but yeah, I got friends that stay in Kentucky. They tell me that they try to convince their kids to go to Louisville. You know what I mean? They don't even want them to go to Kentucky. You know what I mean? They want them to go to college choice to Louisville because they know in Louisville it would be better for them than it is at Kentucky. You know, because the story behind the University of Kentucky, how they get down and all that other stuff. So yeah.
Then it's funny to me how the whole Louisville got COVID been has 4 pauses when it came to this COVID thing. Tucker never had one this season.
Oh, y'all never had one down there? Not yet.
If you got contact tracing or anybody come down with COVID, you don't play basketball for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's a
Basically,
fact. That's a fact.
basically they postpone games because they basically this whole COVID situation. They worry about so many people worry about getting sued that they do this.
Hey, I'm gonna read that up, man. I'm gonna read that up. Hey, man. Hey, it's good to chop it up with you. It's good to chop it up with you, man. My phone blazing. And Ticket started another stream. We're gonna see what he's talking about, man, and everything like that, though, bro. Hey, man. Whenever you on, man, I definitely come over here and chop it up with you, bro.
Yeah, I might
Always,
go
man.
over a ticket see what he's talking about too, man. Like I'm about to end this anyway because I got talk to Coach Davenport before I go over a ticket.
All right, bro. You stay up, bro.
All right.
Be safe.
I want to say to everybody, thanks for coming to my show, checking me out. Subscribe to my page if you're in here. Give the video a like. Other than that, thanks for coming to my show. Peace.